Oof, I was only a couple of years old back then. And here alongside me we have Hunter, my former teammate before my contract unfortunately ran out at Ferrari. So I've been relegated. How's it going, mate?
Not too bad. Back again.
As you can tell, then we've got 14 drivers on the grid here today. I presume because everyone's interested in the Champions League, in the Premier League match tonight with Man City against Man United. To be honest, I'm not going to be watching that because I'm obviously a Liverpool fan, and yeah, internet. Ooh.
No, that didn't sound good. Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't good. I'm just checking to see if the stream's alright. I just had a message come up in the corner. That's not a good sign. Well, it started for me to go on, eh? Well, at the moment we haven't got any drivers on track, but hopefully we'll see some action in a minute. To be honest, this first session is going to be more of a glorified practice session, really. So the guys are just going to probably be kind of like stretching their legs, seeing how they go around the circuit. You can see we've got a couple of new drivers in today, so we're excited to see how them go. We got oh, here we go. TM Azuri, basically using fourth at the moment. We got GFO Perez. We're just going to call him Perez, I reckon. We've also got Kogut. And yeah, I think that's it. And also, just to mention, we got Hizarap, who last week, I didn't know this to be honest, so apologies to the Greek driver, but he was actually formerly known as oh no. He was formerly known as I can't remember who he was formerly known as now. I had me
The blooper reel starts now.
I know. I've yeah, I've kind of like it. I've been rattled, you see, guys. Trying to be signed into YouTube for the past like half an hour. Technology is not my strong point, even though I do work in IT. So yeah, that ain't gone too well, has it? I've got the easiest job in the world. All I've got to do is just turn it off and turn it back on. Sorted. So yeah, let's go to the tyre selection, shall we, for this race. Then we got the soft, the medium, and the hard tyre. I think the hard tyre is only ever used at this track, so this is the only time you're ever going to see the blue striped slick tyre of the hard tyre in this season. And to be honest, this is going to be the only time you ever see it ever, really, because luckily Formula 1's gone back to simpler ways, and they are actually now just got the hard, medium, and soft tyres for every round for the 2019 game, which, remember, comes out slightly earlier this year, guys. And so I hope you've all pre-ordered yours, and I'm looking forward to the next game. I'm really am. So hopefully, but of course, so we still got the rest of this season to go. So yeah, we can't look too far in the future because we must look at this race here and now. So yeah, we've got the championship standings, by the way, Kyle. Do you want to go through them real quick?
Yep, so we've got Vanquish has got a 32-point lead. Then it's Slim in second, Carton's up to third, Sam Spears fourth, Hillis, oh god, yeah, blooper reel.
Is it Hillis Rap, is it? The red
one. Yeah, Lennon Meringue, Andy Co, Orr, Belko, Rock Tony, Lucas, then where are we there? JR, Wishbone, Crazy Power, Effie, Geordie, 17th, and then a name I can't actually see properly, Maznet's last, well, and then SNRS, who's not racing tonight.
As you're just seeing Hilsrap going across the line now, and he's done a 1:27.3. These are very quick times, actually, Silverstone, at the moment. I'm quite impressed. Oh, lovely camera shot here of the just sitting on the rear suspension of Hilsrap. His old name's going to really bug me now. Because I noticed it during the midweek when I was in chat. I was like, hang on, I know who that guy is. That's really going to bug me. So we're watching Maznat now. in the Sauber, we've got Cole joining us. I think he left then joined back, so he's in the McLaren. But look at that, going through the Maggots and Beckett section. I love those couple of corners. You have to get it just right, and you have to have a good car balance as well to get through that section. Now we're coming down to Stowe. My first ever memory of Stowe is when Michael Schumacher broke both his legs back in '99. I was an ardent McLaren fan back then, and yeah, I was loving it until I realised. I think it was just after the first lap, wasn't it? Where because they had a red flag anyway, because someone stalled it on the grid, I believe, and then I think Eddie Irvine overtook him at the start or something. But that's the first British Grand Prix I remember for some reason. And I watched '98 as well, so I don't know really what I was doing that day, because I would have thought that we would have remembered '98, where he was absolutely bucking it down. One of the best races ever, in my opinion, Silverstone '98. Of course, where Schumacher won it in the pit lane. Controversy follows that man, don't it? He is a legend of the sport, though, isn't he? So we're watching Vanquish, the championship leader, who is about to start his lap now in the Force India. He's looked peerless all the way through this season, car 6, the same number as Nico Rosberg. So is he going to be the first ever champion of the Elite Series here in IRC? Well, to be honest, he's looking very much the top man at the moment. But in this sport, anything can happen, as the great Murray Walker used to say, and it usually does. We've got a yellow flag in section 1. People are now just following Vanquish. And we've got the new guy here, Koga. I really hope I said that. Is he from? I think he's from Poland, isn't he? I'm sure his flag was. I'm sure he had a Polish flag against it. If he's not, yeah. I apologise.
Definitely look like Polish flag. So.
Even better then. So this is the first time then we've got a Polish driver. We've got 2 Polish drivers in here, I believe. I see another one somewhere. I think it was it TM in the Red Bull? Oh, John, this is why I need to take a picture of everything, because my memory's awful. But anyway, yeah, we're watching Kogut now in the Toro Rosso, coming up then to the first. This used to be the first corner of Silverstone back in the good old days, as I used to like to say. Cops used to be a fearsome corner. It was reprofiled way back in 95, 96, and because it used to be a little more slower than that. There's a lot of stuff that's happened around this track in recent years. I mean, they've reprofiled Woodlands, where it used to be Luffield, where it used to be Luffield 1 and Luffield 2. Now, which is now the just one long corner. Or we'll show you where it is in a second. It's on the back end of the circuit now. It used to be on the start-finish straight. Now, of course, this part here is the start-finish straight. It was opened in 2011, wasn't it? No, 11. As
2011.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. To be honest though, do you prefer the old circuit or the new circuit? I'm quite like the old circuit personally, but that's because I'm old and kind of grey ginger, ain't I?
To be honest, I wasn't really alive when it changed.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm showing my age, Christ. Yeah, I'm 30 in a couple of weeks' time, so you know that's where life begins, isn't it? We're on board with Rockatoni now.
I mean, I'm 21, but I can't remember that far back, so I can only remember the new circuit.
I must admit, I love the old circuit. Of course, I don't know. I think that the old circuit, I just had much more of an adrenaline rush when I drove it. I don't really like the new section personally, but you know, I just find that I don't get as much of an adrenaline rush kind of thing. As we're watching Rockatoni now, who's on the medium tyre, so as he's in the Haas, the Irishman, and of course he will be racing with us tomorrow as well in Super League. So yeah, Super League is the same time as the Elite League is tonight, so join us tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be on the right channel tomorrow as well when I sort myself out. Rockatoni goes at 9th fastest on the medium tyre, 1:28.2, and that's a good time for...
Yeah, there's a few technical difficulties, so you won't be on the IRC YouTube account tomorrow.
Oh, I won't? Okay.
if you get a minute, it might be worth checking your phone and you'd understand why, but...
Alright, no worries.
It's not looking good.
Whoops, I think I broke the IRC YouTube account, so that's not very good, is it? Yeah, I tell you what, Ginger's the vein of people's lives, I tell you. So we're watching Cole now, who's in the McLaren, and lovely orange McLaren. I do like the 2019 McLaren, that looks really nice, with Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz in it. Really nice McLaren, is it? It is, but to be honest, as I've said before on this channel, the Chrome McLaren's my favourite. Back when Lewis Hamilton first came in.
My favourite McLaren was actually the '98 McLaren.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful car, wasn't it? It was so narrow and so it looked completely different to the cars before, the years before, wasn't it? But I think that was. As we watched Andy now starting his lap, I think that was the first year where they was actually using the groove tyres, where they decided to use groove tyres for a couple of years, and then and they went back to slicks. Yeah, because slicks apparently improved overtaking according to the overtaking group.
I have to say though, Slim's come out again. He's done this for the third time. He comes out, he does an outlap, he comes back in. So he's either not happy with something or he's not ready to set a lap yet. But he's out on an outlap again, so I'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and remember that we're in parc fermé rules, which means that once you've done a setup, applied a setup and gone out onto the track, you cannot change your setup. So Slim coming out and going back in the pits, he can't really alter much, can he? What can he alter, Hunter, when he's in the pits?
This is mainly just your front wing.
Yeah.
That's it, and your differential lock. That's all you can do. As soon as you've gone into parc fermé rules and you've gone out and come back in, then obviously your weight distribution and everything else is locked. So the only thing you can't change your rear wing gear, it's only your front. So unless he's not happy with the turning of his car, it's very weird.
Yeah, you're basically locked in, aren't you? And so really you kind of, as Andy kind of does the same thing really. He comes out, he did a flying lap, then he did a out lap, then did a fly, and then he's come back in, so he hasn't completed a lap yet. We're now on board with Wishbone, the former Orchard David, of course, another Irishman in the field. Coming down the back straight now, going into Stowe Corner. Of course, this is where the second DRS zone is. We got 3 on this track this year. There was controversy when they first did it in the on the pit straight, going into turn 1, because they was worried that the cars would spin, which I think a couple of them did. It was good to watch, but it's just really about skill, isn't it? Really. As Wishbone comes across the line, goes 4 fast at the moment on the soft tyre. 126.9. He is only 2/10 away from pole position, but remember, I think these guys are probably, as Wishbone calls it a day in Q1, he will be back for Q2.
That must have been either a really slow lap from Vanquish or he's really struggling around this track. Yeah, only 6th. I'm just on board with him now, watching. And
yeah, does it look like he's pushing it, or does it look like he's just kind of trying to get himself in? Ooh, Slim going very wide at Stowe.
He's not using DRS, but he's getting it some in the corners. So I think it's more of the fact of obviously everyone's going to be into Q2 anyway, so why risk putting it in the wall? The runoff here is quite large, but you carry that much speed through some of these corners, it doesn't matter how much runoff there is, you will always end up in the wall.
Exactly. This is an old school circuit. This is barriers are quite close. There's still a few gravel traps here and there, but a lot of it's mostly now concrete. But yeah, you're exactly right. If you're going to go off, you're going to go off in a big way here, and there will be virtual safety cars, possibly even a full safety car around here. As we're watching Slim just come down into completing the end of sector 1, I believe, in the Ferrari, the number 4 Ferrari. Yeah, here we are. This is where we were talking about the Luffield section earlier on, because that used to be 2 corners. Then they decided to make it into one big long corner. So
yeah.
I think the first time I ever played Formula 1 95, I'm going off on like a proper heritage kind of thing now. When I first played Formula 1 95, I went backwards. So I went to like one of the 97 games and then went to 95. And I didn't realise it was 2 corners at the time, so I went straight. I just was expecting to keep turning, but yeah. Anyway, that's the most useless fact you'll ever see. As we're watching Slim now come
I've never actually played the 95 game.
And it's really good. I really enjoyed the 95 game. It's yeah, back when Williams was actually at top of their game, even though Benetton did win it that year. Sorry, going back to Vanquish whilst I was giving you some useless facts about my life. Do you reckon Vanquish is just doing like race sims then, because if he ain't using his DRS?
Well, he's only done 2 laps, so I doubt it. I think it's more of a, I'm going to be in Q2 anyway, I don't need to push that much, but... His Slim's done a 1:39, and I watched most of his lap, and he was in 8th gear for most of it, so... It's more of the fact they're just trying to keep the cars on the road, I think.
Yeah, just keeping on the black stuff, really, isn't it? As we're on board with Kogat in the Toro Rosso. I think he's 4 seconds off the pace at the moment, but I think he might just be trying to get himself up to speed, and we'll see how he goes in the race. Because some drivers are much better in race trim than they are in qualified, and other drivers like Jarno Trulli, for example, was much better qualifier than he was a race driver. Me personally, I thought I was a better race driver, but I really am. To be honest, I'm neither, but. What do you prefer, Carl? Do you prefer race trim or do you prefer qualifying? What's your major strength?
Mine, I'm better race pace than I am qualifying. I've said it before, and I don't mind saying it, it is a weakness that I am working on, but I always drive qualifying like it's the race as well, so I never actually rag the car about. But obviously you've seen firsthand my race pace is usually pretty good. It's my qualifying that I need to work on. But...
Yeah, definitely. But having said that though, even if you do qualify slightly lower, you seem to be up there or thereabouts, and when it comes to the crunch though. So as Mazat is just retired from the session, I think he jumped up to 8th position. We've got 35 seconds left then of this Q1, even though I think I've just called it free practice one, to be honest. Look at the fans out there. You can see that the old British fans out there, all sorts, supporting all sorts of drivers, and to be honest, that's exactly how it is at the real Silverstone. I'd love to go there one day, and hopefully I will. That's on my bucket list. Have you ever been to Silverstone?
I have, twice.
Oh, well, what years? Was it for Formula 1, or was it for a different class?
One for F1, one for Superbikes.
Oh, nice. What year did you
go? F1 11, Superbikes I went 2016.
Oh, it wasn't, because I think one Superbike race wasn't there where they had to all go home, didn't they? No, that was MotoGP, wasn't it? You can see why.
Yeah, MotoGP it got cancelled because it was the track was absolutely flooded. You need a speedboat instead of a bike.
Yeah, I remember that. It was all over the news. I used to quite enjoy MotoGP until it went on to BT Sport. I can't really unfortunately, I'm not a big I'm not really a big motorcycling kind of fan, so I can't justify buying BT Sport. But I can justify buying Sport for. I can justify buying Sky Sports for the Formula 1 though. As we're watching. Sorry.
I don't own any of the extra packages, but I watch it live, it's more fun.
Yeah, I bet you get a good atmosphere, don't you, when you watch it live? After 2011, there was a couple of it was sprinkling of rain, wasn't it? In 2011, wasn't it? Was it? It was a damp start or something, and Alonso won brilliantly, I believe. Is that the year?
I think so. You're asking a man who can't remember what he has for breakfast, so it's... Yeah, I think it was.
Unfortunately, 2011 was it was entertaining for parts of it, but then there's other times where it was a bit.
Actually, I don't think it was 2011. I think it might have been 2012 when Jenson Button's wheel weren't fitted properly.
It was 2012 because Webber won it, didn't he, that year?
Yeah. So that was the year I was there.
That might have been the year where he got completely drenched on Saturday, because I think it absolutely bucketed down in qualifying, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't go for the quali because I only live about an hour away, so I just went for the race.
Oh, lucky you. I wish I was quite close to that. Anyway, let's quickly go through the results for Q1. We got Carton fastest, second was Crazy Power, good performance from him. The debutant Perez right up there in third, the Greek driver. Wishbone fourth, Sam Stern fifth, Vanquish sixth. Izarap is at seventh, eighth is Maznat, ninth is Cole. 10th is TM, the first of Polish drivers. Then we have Lucas, Rocketoni, Kogat, the second Polish driver, and we have Slim, who is in 14th position. But those are not the proper. We don't expect those to be the proper times, because I think that they will all. This is where we're going to see the proper action now, guys. So that was kind of like a pre-show, kind of like a teaser, ready for the main event now.
Sorry, I'm just in discussion with the league owners of something that's come to light. So.
Oh gosh. Well, what's else going on then? We just have a look at the pit garages then. Silverstone has a unique pit garage layout, I believe, because the garages are not laid out as they normally are in other races, because I think because it's easier for the fans to see more of the top teams, whilst the kind of lower teams are kind of on the other side. As you can see, we've got a queue of cars out there already. And we was talking about Park Firm earlier as we watched it. Lucas comes out of the pits now, the number 4 Williams. As unfortunately, this will be the last time we ever see the Martini livery on the Williams, even though technically it's more have been kind of censored out because of alcohol sponsorship and everything like that. But yeah, but we were talking about Park Firm earlier, and of course we're in Silverstone, we're in Britain, home with motorsport, also the old British weather. So what's the race weather going to be like? Because our guys are in Park Firm, have they set the cars up for a wet race? If it is a wet race, then they've obviously compromised their setup for the for qualifying and having out and out pace. But yeah.
To be honest, you can use your dry setup in the race. You just put a bit more front wing on. So a lot of people say you need 2 different setups for each type of weather. I don't. I just adjust the front wing accordingly. But that's just me. You depending on how much rain at a time, you know. But at the same time, if it's only going to be raining for half the race, you then decide: do I use my wet dry setup if it's only going to rain for like 15 minutes of the first part? But, nah, to be fair, if you can run your dry setup and just add maybe 3 or 4 onto your front aero, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
I haven't said that though. I think you was a bit of a rainmaster in Canada, wasn't you? You made the excellent call to go onto the wet tyres, and then you kind of sped through the field. It was kind of like a Max Verstappen kind of drive in Canada. It was a shame that you had all those penalties which knocked you back down, but you was up to, was it 4th, 3rd from like almost the back of the grid?
It was 2nd. I went from 2nd to last to 2nd in 5 laps. But I've got some penalties that were a bit questionable, but it happens. Yeah, I always do well in the rain. I'm quite a smooth driver, so you know I don't really wheel spin it or anything like that. Unfortunately, we didn't have any rain in Austria last week, so I couldn't really show it off. But yeah, Lucas is. Oh no, he's half spun it. Has he kept it? No. Yep. No. Yeah. Yeah, he has. He's half spun it.
And that's exactly what you were saying, really, earlier about these Maggots Beckett section. As Lucas just recovers back to the track now, is that if you lose it in the first part, it's going to ruin your lap, but almost certainly you're going to end up in a big accident. Good catch though from Lucas. Sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, your rain skills are pretty immense actually. You're not very throttle happy, are you? Not like me anyway. I just kind of punch it and go for it.
I don't use traction control, and obviously I'm on manual gears as well, so I can't really afford to be throttle happy. But no, I'd probably say racing in the wet is one of my strongest suits. I always seem to do well. So but it's practice more than anything. So hopefully we don't have any rain tomorrow, because I feel like having a dry race. But
and it's Silverstone, and anything can happen. Maznat has just gone.
Slim's in the wall.
Oh, Slim's in the wall, and we got another car. I know we got another car. Sorry, we got Perez, who's kind of seen the scenery as well. That's out of. Whoa, he's lost it. He's out. He's out. Perez is gone. Sorry, Carl. I'm not sure, as we're watching Slim, who's recovering from he's at Brooklands in the Maggot section, I believe. So yeah, it's the tricky section. We've seen Lucas lose there. We've also seen GFO lose it there as well. And he's left the session. Well, that's unfortunate, really, because this is only qualifying. So and there's 14 drivers on the grid. Anything can happen. So hopefully he will come back. We got a Slim with a damaged front wing. Did you see what happened there, Kyle? I was getting too excited about about Perez going into the wall.
No, I was watching Maznet, and then I just started flicking through. So I only actually caught Slim going sideways, but it was coming out of that long right at the right-hander before you come to Maggots and Beckett's, but it may have just took a little bit too much curb. He was on the mediums, and they can be quite tricky to warm up, so I think it was a mixture of the too much curb / cold tyres. So lucky for Slim that he's only lost half the front wing and not his front wheel, but I think a bit of anger from Perez though to obviously unfortunately crash it and then leave the session. So
yeah, to be honest, I think that's a bit disappointing, really, because anything can happen. And as Vanquish goes 5th fastest on the medium tyre, so he's the highest medium runner at the moment. Remember, the important fact about this Q2 session is whatever tyres you set your fastest lap on, you must start the race if you're in the top 10. So that's why we see Hitarap and also Vanquish on the medium tyres, because they want to go for a longer first stint. To be honest, I don't think we're going to see the blue hard tyres, even though I said this is the first time ever we're going to see them. I don't think we are going to see them. So we're watching Co-Andy now coming down the back straight, going to Stowe. Got a Red Bull behind him as well. I think that's... I couldn't see who it was as Co-Andy slows down. So we're going to go and ride with Crazy Power in the Sauber. He was 2nd fastest in Q1, the number 13 Sauber. And look at this. This is a brilliant place to watch the F1 cars. Change direction is amazing, and the car is pretty stuck to the floor as well. So usually you have your rear end go a bit light. Well, mine does anyway. And I think Perez might have had the same issue, really, but then he lit up the rear tyres and went straight into the barrier. And just going onto the AstroTurf there, Crazy Power. It's coming into the final couple of corners now. Very tricky, these final few corners are. And what can he do then if he comes across the line? And he goes faster, 1:26.5. Good luck there from Crazy. And now we're just watching Lucas in the Williams coming down Wellington Straight. And now he rejoins the old track now, so this is the traditional track, which... Oh, and Lucas is off again! He's gone off at Luffield, and he's found one of the gravel traps around here. And I think that's that ruined again. Lucas has only got 7 minutes to get himself a decent lap in, and this is quite... this pit lane is a very long pit lane now. It's one of the longest on the calendar, if not the longest. I'm trying to think if there's a longer pit lane, really, but yeah, if you have a drive-through penalty around here, it really hurts you. As Andy goes off the track as well, gets out the way of Lucas, I believe that was. Yeah, it was Lucas. So and we've got at the moment Wishbone in the pit lane in the Merc, who's he's just coming out now. So yeah, we've got 3 drivers who aren't set a lap, and unfortunately Perez is out of qualifying and has left the session. So we've got 13 runners and riders at the moment. Lucas is back in the pits, as is Co-Andy. So just on board with Wishbone. Great section this is. You're going to hear me saying that a lot throughout this event. I'm going to be like, oh, that's an amazing section. Cops, Beckett's, Maggots, love it. it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And so going down the Stowe now, and Yeah, so this is a proper racetrack. This is the direction turn on these cars are amazing, and I bet you that the drivers really love it, especially with these, especially when they brought the cars, gave the cars a lot more downforce, and the cars stick to the floor more, so they really they love it around this around the Silverstone circuit now. But as we alluded to, if this track can bite you quite badly if you and you will have a big off as well, as we've already seen. Unfortunately, we've already lost one driver. As we're now watching Wishbone now coming through the first sector. Of course, he's on the medium tyre, so that is the second slowest tyre of the free compound, and he's on a 127.3 in the first sector. Number 52 there. See that corner there, it always tries to spit you on the outside, and but Wishbone did a very good job there to keep hugging the corner, keep hugging the inside. Coming up to Cops now. See, going very wide out there. Oh, is that an invalid lap? I think it might be. It's a Wishbone. Oh, he's in the wall. Oh dear. I'm not sure if that was anger or what, but he went a bit too wide in Cops. I'm not sure if that was a penalty. If that was a penalty for going wide, or if that was or if he got away with it. But then he started weaving and went straight into the wall. That's a shame. We've got 4 minutes to go. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm alright. Yeah. Sorry. Just someone asked me if I wanted to have any tea. And anyway, Lucas has gone off the track.
Lucas is off again.
Very professional indeed. Obviously, food comes first. And Lucas is off the track. Sorry, at Cops. Did you see what happened to Wishbone there, Kyle? It was I'm not sure.
I missed that.
I'm not sure if it was just kind of a bit of rage or what. I don't know what it is tonight about guys raging, but yeah. And maybe Wishbone just fancies like a bit of a challenge and coming from the back of the field. As we're watching Cole Andy now, at the moment he is out of qualifying, so is Lucas. And at the moment Slim's on the bubble with 3 minutes to go. And we've got Koga out in the Red Bull, and Slim's out as well. We've got, here's a wrap out, the Greek driver in the Renault. We've also got Vanquish out as well, so Vanquish is not feeling very, not feeling too secure in this position. So we've got a busy old track out there.
He's gone from the, looks like he's gone from the softs to the medium, so I think he's seen what everyone's starting on, and he's decided he wants to do the same.
Yeah, because it looks like everyone's just if everyone does the same thing, then technically you can't be wrong, can you? So that's what everyone's doing. We're on board with TM, who's making his debut here in Silverstone. What a place to do it! One of the best tracks in the world. I might be biased because obviously I'm from Britain, but to be honest, I think that a lot of drivers will say that this is probably one of their favourite tracks to drive around. Do you like this track, Kyle? I presume you would.
I like it. It's not my favourite Formula 1 track, but I do like it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like it rather than dislike it, but as we're now watching TM, who I think lost the second in the final sector there, so he's got on 4-lap old soft tyres. So as Maznak goes 4th fastest. So is he come?
Lucas comes around the last corner. It must be invalid because he's not got one on the thing, but he's set at 130. So
we're going to follow
to get invalid lap times around here as well.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to. Apart from Cops Corner, you do get bitten if you go slightly wide in Cops, or I've found it. Yeah. But apart from that, there's not really anywhere else you can get an invalid lap, is there?
Not like
got a yellow flag in sector 2. We're staying on board with Cole Andy at the moment because he's in the drop zone. He needs to get a time on the board because he's only got 1 minute and 10 to go. If he crosses the line, he will have time to set one more lap because if he crosses the start finish line before the checkered flag, then you're allowed to finish your lap. course, back when they first started this knockout qualifying session, you weren't allowed to do that. You had to finish your lap before the time ran out, which didn't go down too well. Now Cole Andy comes across the line and he's gone to 6th, so good time there from Cole Andy. And is he going to go for another run? No, he's not. That's him done then.
Slim's just finishing his lap now. He's just coming into the last couple of corners. Now this is the second to last corner is actually what I think one of the hardest kind of corners, because you come out of a high speed corner and then you're down into second. Slim goes fastest.
Smashed it, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you come out of that right-hander after the DRS straight, and then it's straight on the brakes down to 3rd gear, and it's like, wow, get your braking right, you pull it off. You're a second too late on the brakes, that's it, you're done. So, Lucas is retired from the session as well, so we're only going to lose one driver. Oh, we have. It's Koga.
Yeah, unfortunately, Koga is in the pits and out of it. Lucas just couldn't get it together by the looks and struggled. Perez out, and unfortunately has left the session. I didn't see if he's returned yet, and Wishbone is also out as well. So we've got 10 drivers for the top 10 shootout. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's I can't remember if it's called Club or Vale, the last corner, but it's such an annoying corner, isn't it? It just tightens on the exit, doesn't it? And you can get an invalid lap there as well, can't you? If you go too wide. Yeah.
Because they'll class it as you've cut part of the corner.
Yeah. So and I must admit that's really annoyed me as well. We've got a couple of comments on the chat. I must admit I don't know where my phone is because I've been faffing about, so apologies about that. Have you got the YouTube stream up there, Kyle?
I'm loading it up now.
No worries. We'll answer your comments in a minute, or questions ready for that. Also, if you like, you can give us your opinions as well of what you think is the best racetrack on the game and stuff like that. Obviously, there'll probably be Spa in there. Spa is a proper track, beast of a track. I love Spa. Unfortunately, I can't go very quick around there, but because I used to think I was really good until I started playing online. Yeah, so Spa will obviously be on the debate as well. Canada would be. Monza as well. Oof. You see, coming back to Silverstone, coming back to like one of the original tracks, it's bringing out some bit of making me reminiscent about like go back to the past. On board with his rap now, who's just coming in now. So we got so everyone is now. We're going to go through the top 10 positions now. If you're watching the Renault driver just tour in, the Greek driver. Then, well, unfortunately today the weather's our hot summer is kind of gone now, isn't it? And we've had miserable weather all day. Well, we definitely have around the old woodland area where I live. So it's been pretty miserable around here today. I hope you all had a good Easter. I certainly did. I love a bit of chocolate, me. So yeah, did you have a good Easter, Kyle?
Yeah, didn't really do much. Racing mainly.
That's the best Easter though, isn't it? That's the best. Yeah. That's the best holiday really, is when you're not doing anything. We got 12 minutes now in Q3. So the guys that are in the top 10 shootout is Slim in the Ferrari, Vanquish the championship leader in the Force India. We got TM making his debut in the Red Bull. Good performance from TM. Cole in the McLaren. We got Crazy Power in the Sauber. Sam Sturr, of course, the debutant winner of the Elite Racing League, is at 6th fastest. We got Carton in 7th, 8th is Maznat, 9th is Rocketoni, and 10 is a wrap. So we've already got a car coming up. We got a couple of cars coming out, so they're out there straight away. They want to get on with it. Crazy Power looks to be the first one out of the garage in the Sauber. You can see there a bit of a unique pit lane. This is not as unique as Abu Dhabi. As of course, if you guys know, Abu Dhabi goes under the circuit on the pit exit. Is it highly unnecessary, complicated? Yeah, probably, but it's pretty cool. So we're now watching Crazy Power now coming down the Wellington Straight. Now you can see we've got a bit of heat haze on the track. no rain at all in this Q3 session. No, I doubt we're going to see any now. And there's not a cloud. Well, there's a couple of clouds in the sky, but nothing looks a bit menacing out there. So we're going to see these guys then go full throttle for it, full throttle for pole position. We do, of course, if you're new to Grand Prix racing, new to F1 2018, welcome. Hope you enjoyed the stream of IRC. We're in the Elite League, and of course, if you're interested in getting involved in the league, just get in touch. Get in touch and look and search for the IRC YouTube channel, or maybe even the IRC Facebook page as well. And yeah, so we're watching Crazy Power now in the Sauber, coming around to complete the outlap, and we'll start a flying lap now. I must admit, these guys do have some pretty cool helmets, I must say. Much better than my pink one. We're now watching Crazy Power now come through turn 1 in turn 2, come into turn 3 now, I think, and then we're going into turn 4 of the loop, as you can see the back end trying to step out there, and now coming onto the Wellington straight. This is where the first DRS zone, the second DRS zone is down the Wellington straight. Of course, the first one is on the start and finish straight. And we'll see his first sector is a 127.1 there, and the number 13 Sauber comes through left field now. You can see he's got a lot of errors left. You know, and this track doesn't really drain much errors, I don't think. Not as much as France anyway. And look at that precision driving from Crazy Power there. I thought he was going to go all four wheels off the track there, which would have been bad day his lap. No such thing. And now here we go then through Maggots and Beckett's again. And gone a bit wide there, but DRS wide open straight away. Coming down now to Stowe as we're about to finish. Well, I think we just finished sector 2 already now. So going into Stowe now, this is the final sector. Of course, Ericsson had a huge crash here in practice 1 year. And you see the pit exit there, but now coming into the final couple of corners now, this is where Carl mentioned about how it's just such a fiddly section, isn't it? It's a very hard corner, but it comes across the line. He does a 126.6 for Crazy Power. So he's currently fast at the moment. We got all 9 cars out there at the moment. As I'm just trying to look to see if, and we've got Rocket Tony who's gone second fast on 127.3 in the half. Vanquish is coming through now, beautiful, and Carton's gone fastest at a 126.3. Decent time there. We've got Hizzlerap who's done a 126.7 in the Renault. We're watching Vanquish now coming around the final couple of corners, and Vanquish goes second fastest. He's at just a 10th off at the moment. And we've got yellow flag in sector 2. We're going to watch Maznat coming through the final corner. He's gone the 5th fastest. Decent time for Maznat. And now TMZ who's gone 129.0. He's in Q3 in his debut. Good stuff from TM. Slim is coming out the pits now. And what about Samster? He's looks to be cruising because he's not using any errs at the moment. Of course,
he started his fast lap, and then he aborted it after turn 3. So I don't know if he made a mistake or the lap was invalid, but he was there, but he aborted it, so he'll get ready to go again.
That's quite early on the lap, isn't it? Turn 3. It's I'm trying to think of maybe he just didn't feel like he can, because turn 1 is almost flat, isn't it? And turn 2 is really a nothing corner, and I'm quite surprised he would have abandoned it by turn 3. But I think he might just be winding up to go again. As we're going to follow the Samster now, of course, the first ever winner of the IRC Elite League, and he does a 143. That is not really a representative time from Samster, but he's now turned his errors up to overtake mode. As now he's coming into turn 3 now. As we've got Slim now in the second Ferrari out, and I think he's just about to start his flying lap. We got Andy who's back in the pits at the moment. He hasn't done a representative time. So we've got Carton on pole position from Vanquish. Then we've got Crazy Power right up there in 3rd. Hizzlerap in 4th. Maznat 5th. Rocket Tony 6th. The debutant TM is in 7th position. Samster 8th. But of course he hasn't set a proper time yet, but nor is his teammate Slimbo. So we're going to see well, Slim's out there as well. So we're going to look at Slim as soon as we finish Samster. He's coming through Cops now. Ooh, very close there. He might have got away with that because he's still on the throttle. He's still going for here. Look at the direction change as we just see him come over the crest of the hill now. Beautifully done. As so he's running slightly wide there, but he still stays on the power. Now coming down the back straight, coming into Stowe. Ready to brake, just before the 50-meter board. That's incredible. And now look at that, staying on the track as well there, so a brilliant precision there, just using a bit of the AstroTurf. That's not a problem at all. Coming into the final couple of corners now. Where's he going to go? This looks like a good time, and it's a 1:26. It is. It's a beautiful time. 1:26.0 from Samster. Quality time, quality lap, brilliant. And now we're going to just join his teammate now of Slim, as we just watching that come onto the back straight. He's gone very well. He touches a bit of the grass. It shouldn't cause too much of an issue, I don't think. So we've got 5 minutes to go.
You know what else noticed? He didn't change into 8th gear.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. It looks like he's coming in the... Yeah, he is. Good spot there.
He's been doing this all session, but he's only got 4 minutes left. Well, 4.5 minutes, but... You don't want to keep doing that.
No, do you know why he would be doing that? Because I'm a bit of a loss, to be honest. Is it just sportsmanship, showmanship? Is it just
Nah, he went wide on the right-hander before the Maggots-Beckett section, so I think it might have invalidated his lap. I don't think he's carrying enough fuel to do 2 laps.
No, definitely. So we're watching Samster now, and you can see that there's a red fuel light flashing down the bottom right-hand corner, and yeah, that usually indicates that he's got less than a lap worth of fuel out there. So there's no point in carrying any more fuel than you must, because that will cost you quite a lot of time. As, I've only recently found out that that I was carrying way too much fuel before the race. So as Dave, I think Dave Shaw told me about it when we was doing practice. I think in Australia or something. I was like, oh.
So how much fuel did you use to carry?
I used to carry like plus 4 or 5 laps, so that I can attack in the race. And I was like, I know. Oh, such an amateur. As we're now watching Crazy Power now.
Are you sure you was my teammate? Did I not teach you anything?
The word is there was. That's why I've been relegated, I think. As we're on board Crazy Power coming down the Wellington Straight. Of course, it looks like there's no question on tyres this weekend, is there? They're all going for the soft tyre. Everyone's going to start on the soft tyre in the top 10. Outside the top 10, so 11th, 12th, 13th, we'll have a choice whether to go on the medium tyre or the hard tyre. I highly doubt anyone's going to go on the hard tyre, to be honest. We watched a Renault of Hiserap just going a bit slow, getting on the way. Good stuff there from Hiserap.
I don't think anyone will go on the hard tyre unless they have an accident at turn 1.
No, I don't think so either, to be honest. It just doesn't work around here, does it? I think I tried the hard tyre once and I just couldn't get it warmed up.
I think the hard tyres are brilliant, but I wouldn't use them if I was challenging for the win, that's for sure.
No, I think the optimum strategy, you would say, would probably be soft to medium or medium to soft. Would you say? Would you go for a one stop? By the way, if there's any super good drivers watching tonight, don't listen because Carl doesn't want to give his strategy away. I think Crazy Power and Valdez is that there.
Yeah, I think he has. To be honest, I'd probably start on the mediums. I'm planning on starting on the mediums tomorrow, just for the fact the mediums actually warm up quicker than the softs do. Well, that's for me. I always seem to get the mediums that warmed up and going before the softs. So I'd like to start on the mediums. It just depends what everyone else is doing.
That's kind of unusual, isn't it? Because you would think the soft tyres would, like, warm up more and be quicker, wouldn't you? But
well, you'd say that, but if you think about what, like, the races I've won or finished strongest, I'm always stronger on the hardest tyre. That's why I tend to start on it. For some reason, on the hardest tyre, I'm quick, but when I go to the softest, I'm not. But obviously, France was an exception. I just got mugged. But for me, anyway, the softer the tyre, the more I seem to struggle with it. And it's not just that as well. It's obviously you do your qualifying lap. Ooh, it's co-handed, nearly went off. He has gone off.
Oh, he,
But he goes 7th fastest anyway.
Vanquish
That's
almost.
how you finish your lap in style.
Yeah, I know. I think he's just showing off for the cameras. He must have seen himself on the stream. Vanquish goes second fastest, so 10 for a second down. But yeah, that's quite an interesting thing, really, isn't it? Because drivers can be susceptible to the different tyre compounds. I mean, I feel stronger on the softer tyres rather than the middle or hardest compound. Whilst as you were saying, that you felt more comfortable on the medium tyre. So it's about driver preference, isn't it?
Well, definitely. I mean, like when you're fighting for the wins and that, you kind of you run your own strategy, but you've always got to be wary of what your rivals are doing. So, like for me, I've got to keep an eye on what everyone else is doing. I don't think many people will start on the mediums tomorrow, so I might decide to change my strategy a little bit. But as far as I'm concerned, at this minute in time, from the plan I've done, I'll be starting on the mediums. Rocketoni's just cut the biggest corner trying to get over the line, ready for his lap, but he's still run out of time. So
that's a shame for the Irishman. So Rocketoni will be starting of the maximum of night behind the debutant TM, who's done a great job today, but a bit unusual with his tyre strategy, because I think that again he's using his wrap is retired, but I think he ran out of fuel. We're watching Slim now coming down the back straight, going into Cops now. He takes a bit of the grass.
Did he go into 8th on your screen? Because it was looking like he just was keeping it in 7th.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, he was in 7th there. Good spot again. Because I must admit, I get carried away and don't really look at the telemetry, to be honest. But he comes across the. He's gone second fastest. Yes. Look at that! What a time! That is 100th of a second as Vanquish finishes his time as well. That's 100th of a second between the two Ferraris. They are looking mighty strong at the moment. So they've locked out the front row. I think you'll be happy if that happened tomorrow. And to be honest, you've actually got a chance tomorrow now that someone's no longer your teammate, who's Ginger and speaks a lot of nonsense.
I think wait and see. Obviously, I haven't spoke to my new teammate, so I don't know what his speed's gonna be like. I know he's got an impressive wheel setup, so he might be quicker than me, but we'll wait and see. It's all about racecraft, so. Usually I'm alright in that department, and a few others are, so it's just wait and see now, really.
Yeah, so tomorrow then we got Steve Brown, who is the new Ferrari driver tomorrow then, so that'll be in the Super League. Remember, at the same time as what we start tonight of 8 o'clock. But let's get back to the elite stuff now. So on pole position is Samster. Look at that, 1600ths of a second between the two Ferraris. They've locked out the front row. Then we've got Vanquish in third. But again, 6500ths of a second between Vanquish and Samster. Carton fourth. Then we've got a bit of a gap between Carton and Power, who's in fifth. Here's a wrap sixth. Maznat seventh. Cole eighth. TM ninth. And 10th position is Rocketoni. So those are our top 10 starters, and we've got 13 drivers now going for the race win here at the British Grand Prix. See, just seeing a couple of the images of the circuit here. That was we were just looking at turn 1 there. Not impressive pit lane there. Very, very impressive. It was a lot of money, I believe, that went into that as well from the British Racing Club, who own the track, I believe, still. I think they do anyway. It's because at the moment Silverstone's contract's under discussion, isn't it? It's only only on the grid for, only on the track list for 2019, isn't it? The contract runs out, doesn't it, at the end of this year?
Yeah, there's been talks of it going maybe back to Donington or Brands Hatch, but I very much doubt that will happen.
Yeah, because there was talks about it going to Donington almost a decade ago, and to be honest, I was in two minds because I was looking forward to it going back to Donington, because the race I remember that it was in Donington. As we're going for the formation lap, so the formation lap is when these guys, as a wishbone there, just kind of just crawling out there. So the formation lap is when the guys are just warming up their tyres, making sure that all systems are working, just kind of getting in the groove, really. But yeah, going back to the before we go through the grid, I just got to finish off my point. I was looking forward to Donington because I remember Donington back in '93, one of the best races you'll ever see from Ayrton Senna. on an appalling start and then getting back at the first after one lap. It's amazing stuff. Anyway, let me go through the grid now. You can see we've got 26 laps around the British Grand Prix. So we got Samster on pole. Second is Slim. Slim left it right till the bitter end to get onto the front row. Vanquish, the championship leader, is in third at the moment. He is on the medium tyres, I believe.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, so there was me saying that they're all on the same strategy. It shows how much attention I pay. Carton in 4th position. We got Crazy Power in 5th position. We got Hizelrap, the Greek driver, in 6th. Maznat 7th. We got Cole Andy 8th. TM is 9th and getting very close to Rockatoni in 10th. Koga is in 11th position. We got Lucas in 12th. And unfortunately, Perez is not in the race. He's called it a day after Q2. And we've got Wishbone, who is in 14th position, also on the medium tyre then. So we've got 2 drivers on the medium tyre. Everyone else is on the soft tyre. So, yeah. As they come down the... as we've got our pole set has been disqualified only from the warm-up lap, not from the session itself. If that was happening, you would hear me a lot more excited than that. Now they're coming through the final couple of corners now then. So they've warmed up their tyres, and now we're going to get ready for the main event now then. And this is what all you guys wanted to tune into, is the race here with the elites of round 10 of IRC. They come into the grid box now. As you can see, we've got a couple of drivers on the grid already because of being disqualified. So they're all lined up. As we're just watching Lucas now come into position, number 4 Williams. Hopefully we'll have a better camera angle in a minute, but all we see is there we go, much better. So we got 3 sets of lights, 4 sets of lights, 5 sets of lights, and when we go out we'll be racing. They're out, and away we go. So both Ferraris getting a good start here. We've got a bit of wheel spinning. There's a car at the back of the Toro Rosso who just hasn't moved at all. So we've got both Ferraris going into turn 1. But now, oh, we got a big accident. It's one of the Greek drivers gone off. It's the Renault, and that's Crazy Power off as well. Oh,
Lucas is out.
Lucas is out. His lap's out, and Crazy Power is recovering. But is he damaged? He's damaged his front wing. Surely that is an awful accident starting turn 1. Going back to the leaders, then we've got Samster who's leading. We've got formation flying from the Ferraris at the moment. So Samster leads with Slim 2nd. We've got Vanquish in 3rd. Rockatoni 4th. Cole Andy is in 6th position. But did you see what happened at the start? To be honest, I just in the background.
It looked like Crazy Power. It was Crazy Power. It looked like a McLaren was involved. It looked like Coandy was involved, and the Renault and the McLaren looked like they collided. One car was up in the air. Lucas went on his own. I think Crazy Power did get caught up in it. That's what it looked like anyway. But Coandy doesn't seem to have any damage, so I might be wrong. It might have been. Lucas went off at turn 2 at the same time as what that happened, so I don't think it was anything to do with him. It definitely looked like it was the orange McLaren, but
it was a fair old whack as well, wasn't it, into turn 1. There wasn't really much of a break into turn 1 until we got Maznat coming into the pits, I believe. It is Maznat into the pits. Samster has done the fastest lap because he's the first man round. We're going to have 2 Saubers coming to the pits, unfortunately, so not a good start from the Saubers here. Look at that, lock up in halfway from Crazy Power coming into the pits. So that's unfortunate for both Saubers. But yeah, it's not really much of a breaking point into turn 1, but wow, that was an accident and a half. Hopefully we'll have a look at that again in a minute on the stream, as we got as you said Hunter, we're going straight onto the hard tyre. So this is the first time we've seen the blue tyre on the Formula 1 game, and I think it'll be the last time as well. As Crazy Power's into the pits as well. Is he going to do the same strategy as his teammate Maznat?
No, onto the mediums.
Onto the mediums then. So as Samster then leads this race at the moment, and we've got Slim in 2nd. Vanquish, of course, is in 3rd. He'd be happy just to sit there as he's on the medium tyre at the moment. Carton in 4th. 5th position is Rockatoni. Coandy in 6th. We've got TM in 7th. Wishbone is 8th now, so he's come from the back of the grid up into 8th position. Koga is 9th, and unfortunately Lucas has left the session. Maznat in 10th on the hard tyre, and 11th position is Crazy Power. So we've got both Ferraris now at the moment, Lionel Stern, as they come into, as I think, we have seen in the past very good teamwork from Samster and Slim, but they're going to have to get on with it because Vanquish is looking very hungry for the win here today in the Force India. So he's looking very comfortable there, but Carton is in there as well. Rocketoni is just a second back at the moment, going into the first corner now. As you see, it really hurts though if you're behind a car too closely around here because of the dirty air, which is quite surprising how much it affects the cars on the Formula 1 games. On board now with Carton. He's fourth in this train at the moment, as everyone else has kind of just got a second between each other, but the front four just keeping tabs on each other at the moment. As yeah, so as we said, we've seen in the past the two Ferraris are very good on the tactics and their car. I think they were talking about it in one of the Grand Prix, wasn't it? I can't remember which one it was now. But I think it was at the race. Oh, karting! Oh,
Carton nearly went there.
Blimey! Wow, karting really. I must admit, I remember it's got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's the debutant. It's TM and his wraps left the session. Unfortunately, and TM has lost his front wing in the Red Bull and is recovering. So I think he lost it out of coming out of cops there. And,
yeah, cold tyres. Everything's not up to temperature yet. Too much curb. We ain't saving it.
Yeah, it's quite. This track, as we said, is just quite brutal. This track is, and yeah, with cold tyres, you'll be going to the scene in the accident straight away. That's unfortunate for TM, but he's not out of this yet. I love his helmet, by the way. And not out of this yet, though, because of course there's only 11 drivers left in this race, and he can get some points on the card. And he's got a 5 second stop and go penalty. Remember that these guys do not use pit assist, so they have to slow the cars down manually themselves. As you see, Samster is still leading at the moment. Slim is keeping a watching brief for his teammate in second position. As Carton getting very interested in Vanquish in third position at the moment. As,
yeah, he made two. He failed. He didn't change gear in time on the straight, so he weren't close enough to make a move. Obviously, manual gears. Yeah, he didn't change from 6th to 7th. He was hitting the rev limit for quite a while, so.
And that's a skill in itself, isn't it? Because have you recently gone over to? Well, you haven't recently. I know you've been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah. I started using manual gears a couple of weeks ago, and I started using them properly in Canada, obviously when we had the wet weather, but it was not Austria, because obviously I DNF, but France. I was lined in I believe it was Roscoe on a first attempt to overtake Roscoe when I was on the quick tyre, and I've just completely come out of corner and forgot to change gear. So I'm sat here thinking, why is he getting away so quick? And then I looked down and it was like, I was like, oh yeah. So no, it does catch everyone out. I do it a couple of times, but usually I tend to, before a race, I have an hour's practice session, and, just to find a bit of a rhythm. So hopefully I won't make that mistake again, especially around here. I need to have a decent result. But Vanquish just got the fastest lap of the race, so them mediums are working well.
Yeah, they are working well. Remember, he can go further into this race than the soft runners, so he is looking in the box seats at the moment. Carton is still all over the back of Vanquish, as the two Ferraris just working together at the moment, just pulling each other along. But remember, they can't really play any games because Vanquish and Carton are so close that that would catch them out.
They need to get the foot down. Obviously, they'll be coming in before Vanquish, and they're going to start losing performance to Vanquish in the next couple of laps. As soon as them soft goes off and the mediums just going to come into play, so Ferrari's not getting the job done at the minute.
No, they're not. Do you reckon they'll employ team orders and see? Because to me, again, as we've seen in China, Ferrari's team orders sometimes don't always work very well. But to me, Slim looks like he's the faster driver. Would you swap the two guys around now, or would you just keep them as they are? If you was a team order,
right now, Slim's looking most confident at it too, so I would be saying to Sam, let me go. But again, it depends, you know, if they're in the same party or, you know, if they're using tactics. Some teams in IRC, you know, in the supers, they use orders. Some don't. Like obviously our Ferrari team, when you was with us, we didn't have team orders. People say we did, but we actually really didn't.
No, I was just slow. Just to cut you off a minute, sorry there, Carl. But Cole has just overtaken Rocketoni, a beautiful move on the Wellington Straight. They've both gone wide into Cops there, but yeah, Cole was catching on. Oh, Sim's gone wide. Oh, and Carton's gone very wide. It's yeah, but he's done lost a couple of attempts there. But yeah, Cole was just catching on Rocketoni, and he's now got by him. Sorry, Carl, carry on. I was just watching the battle, and I was like,
Slim's keeping that gap to 3.5 tenths. Vanquish is only half a second down. Now, if this was the super and this was the opposite way, if I was stuck behind my teammate, I'd be telling him very nicely to get out my way.
Rocketoni is the first man to get a penalty around here. That just underlines that what we were saying in qualifying. That, oh, Slim's back end there starting to wiggle a bit. It's they're coming down the Wellington Straight now. But as we were saying in qualifying, it's quite hard to get a penalty around here. As you can see, we're on lap 7, and these drivers are very good, but it's also very hard in a lot of races to not get penalties. So Rocketoni is the first man to get a penalty in this race. He's dropping back from Corandi now. Corandi's starting to pulling away now, but he's not really catching the front four at the moment. As you can see Carton, who made that mistake on the last lap, coming out of the maggot section, unfortunately went a bit wide, and that did cost him a couple of tenths, but he's right on the back of Vanquish again. But I think Vanquish, a very calm driver when we speak to him after, as we've got a 3-second penalty for Carton now, in 4th position is as he dropped off of the back of Vanquish, and just as we say, all penalties have been good. We got like 3 in 1 lap, unfortunately. Slim having a look on the outside. Samster is on the inside. Sam giving Slim plenty of room. Is he going to go on the inside? That's a very dangerous corner to attack anyone, especially your teammate on board the nose of Slim. Beautiful. You can see that. Oh, and Vanquish is right on the back now. Slim's got a 3-second penalty as well. So yeah, 2 of the 4 guys at the front have got 3-second penalties at the moment. Look at that direction change there. Is he going to go for it into turn 3? He's having a look. Oh, that would have been a bit dangerous. That's usually where you lose your nose. And now coming out of the loop, Samster is starting to struggle a bit now by the looks. Oh, karting going sideways as well. Beautiful bit of drifting. As now we're coming down the back straight. Samster's got a bit of straight line speed in that Ferrari though, hasn't he?
Yeah, his speed pretty good, but it's the final sector, obviously the maggot brackets. Slim seemed to pass this. So.
Probably because he's got more downforce, would you say? Because he's looking very cut. The car looks more planted, doesn't it, around the faster section of the track than Samster's does. And then on the straight, Sam looks a bit more happy. We're on board with Slim now. You can see that down the left, right hand side of the screen, he's got like a green tick now, which means he's got DRS. He's now in the slipstream as well. He's going to go on the inside. Sam's not really fighting that one too hard, and Slim now takes the lead of the British Grand Prix on lap 8 out of 26. As Samster is we got a lock up there from Slim. Vanquish is just keeping a watch and brief in 3rd position at the moment. So yeah, now we've got a new leader of the British Grand Prix. So is he going to be able to pull away now? We were saying earlier that Samster though has a lot of straight line speed. So is he going to use it and repass Slim? Slim having another lock up there. Yeah, we're speaking to Vanquish after a couple of races, and he is so calm, isn't he? I think there was one race where he was saying that you thought that Vanquish was struggling, and he come through and he was just lightning, wasn't he, in the final on his final sprint. He's a very calm man, isn't he? Vanquish is. I wish I was as calm as him. Watching now, look at the top 4. A brilliant race between the top 4 today. Absolutely stupendous stuff. are now coming into Cops again. So yeah, if there was a talk of team orders and stuff like that in Ferrari, but that's definitely been put to bed, hasn't it? Because these guys are really fighting hard. There's now Vanquishes all over the back of Samster now as they come into the lovely section of Maggots, and see Vanquish now all over the back. Of course, Vanquish is on the supposedly slower tyre, but he's done a great job in the first stint. Car 6 in the Force India. He's now going up the inside, going into Stowe. Beautiful stuff from Vanquish, and but Samster going back on the inside, going for the but no, he's coming in the pits. That's why. So he's the first man to come into the pit, and Carton follows them in. So this is the first of the scheduled stops. And look how long this pit lane is. So it's going to have to be a one-stopper, doesn't it, really? Because just because of the pit lane so long in general. So yeah, we've got all of them going to pits now. So that's so we're on lap 10 now at 26. So 16 laps on the medium tyre. Shoot, it's doable, isn't it? And there's a problem with the. Is there? No, then. Sorry. I thought that Carton had a problem issue in the pit stop there, which would have just been so disappointing. And unfortunately, it's just been the same story with the Toro Rossos in this game, where it seems like the Toro Rosso crew can't get their cars out. Just have a look down the field. We got Maznat, who's on the hard tyre, who's done 7 laps. We expect him to go to the end of the race. Crazy Power, who is on 7 laps on the medium tyre, is in 10th at the moment. And then we got a TM in the Red Bull, who's 11th at the moment. He's just outside the points, 5 seconds behind Crazy Power. But we're going to rejoin the battle for the lead now. Slim is still leading, but he will be coming in, I believe, at the end of this lap. As Vanquish is just keeping a watching brief. He's just 6/10ths back, and yeah, so he's going to be going for another couple of laps, well, another 6-7 laps at least. You see the McLaren in the background, 6 seconds back for the leaders at the moment. As Slim goes into the pit, and Vanquish takes the lead then of the British Grand Prix then. So we won't be seeing Vanquishing for the next couple of laps though, because he is on the harder tyre, so he'll be able to go longer in this race. And he's done and just to rubber stamp his lead, he's done a 1:30.1, which is the fastest lap of the race. Brilliant stuff. Of course, we don't do points for fastest laps yet. That'll be in next season in Formula 1 2019. So yeah, so that just adds an extra dynamic. And to be honest, I didn't expect the fast lap to be so entertaining, but it's been really good in the first couple of races, hasn't it? Now watching Wishbone, who's in 3rd position now. Of course, he's on the same strategy as Vanquish, so we don't expect him to come in the next couple of laps, not for at least the next 5-6 laps. But Cole Andy has stayed out there on the soft tyre, so I wonder if his tyres might be screaming right now. Do you think that's a lap too long, Kyle, in terms of staying out on the softs for 11 laps? So too. As Cole now up into Cole in 2nd position at the moment. We got Samster, who's got a 3-second penalty. So that is 3 of the 4 guys now who is in the battle for the lead. As we've got both Ferraris now. Lionel Stern then coming into the Cops corner. So yeah, I think that Sam's now in front. Look how close that was. That was almost. It was a fag paper. You couldn't even put a fag paper in between them. It was that close. I probably shouldn't be, that was the first row that comes to mind in terms of what's really fit. You see both Ferraris now really scrapping out here. This is good stuff from the Ferrari guys. Cole Andy is now in the pits for the McLaren team. Good job there from Cole up into 2nd position. So we now got the 2 medium runners who are now 1st and 2nd. So we're on lap 12 now out of 26. So Samster is now starting to pull away, so he's now he's looking a lot more comfortable on the medium tyres. So as Kyle said earlier, that he does find that he's a lot more happier on the harder tyres. And Samster makes the new fast lap with a 1:29.6. That's going to get Vanquish's attention, isn't it? As Cole Andy is now coming out of the pits in the McLaren. Rocketoni unfortunately is too far back to cause Cole Andy any major difficulty. So Rocketoni is 7th, the Irishman. Maznat on the hard tyre is in 8th position. Crazy Power is in 9th on the medium tyre. And then we've got TM in 10th position in the Red Bull. And in 11th position is Colgat, who's just made a stop. So he has 7 up fresher tyres than TM, who's on the final point at the moment. So we're watching Vanquish I think that these guys is just going to have a race on button is because now Carton's all over the back of Slim coming into Cop's corner here. As these guys have been kind of the main focal point of this race. Oh, and Carton's going a bit wide out of Cops. So yeah, we do like to show everyone, but at the moment these guys are really putting on a clinic of racing. We've got another 3-second penalty there for Slim in the second Ferrari at the moment. Going very wide, Carton there. Carton's gone very wide for that corner a couple of times now. So we're half distance of this race now. So yeah, Vanquish will be coming in a couple of laps and it'll be on the quicker tyre. But you know, Slim's all over the back of Samster once again in the Ferrari. Remember, this is the battle for the lead, and we will include Vanquish in that as soon as Vanquish comes in and comes back out of the pit. So how's he doing? He is in DRS range. As Carton has now made the fast lap of the race. He looked very good in that last lap. He's going into turn 1, turn 2, and into turn 3. Look at it, to be honest, it's very... I must admit, there's a lock up there for Slim. It's very difficult not to just drive into the back of someone. Take it from me. Yeah, sometimes it's I find it difficult just to be beyond the safety car because yeah, my attention span's not very good. Now the Ferraris are on the outside and inside now. Oh god! As Samster, no, Slim's under a lot of pressure now from Carton. Carton going on the outside. This is going to be a great move out of Luffield, but they've got nothing yet. Slim has now got the inside line, but Carton has now got a run on him coming into the Cops corner. You see him going over the old grid hatchings into Cops. Not quite, but he's going to get momentum now. He's going to get momentum. This is going to be an amazing move. Oh my gosh! Going into, no way! They're side by side, and that would have been an amazing move there. As we're back on board with Carton now. That would have been an amazing move going side by side through Maggots and Beckett. As you can see, both these guys do have DRS now coming down the back straight once again. And Cop's corner is just in Cop's was just in front of us, but nothing as of yet. But Carton now gets in them closer and closer. I can't believe these guys can get any closer. Great battle between all three of these guys, and Vanquish will be involved in this battle as well. This is why these guys are in the elite league. Look at it, pace is amazing, battles are amazing, and there's been no major contact between these guys yet either. It's been fantastic stuff. So we got so Samster is still in front of his teammate Slim at the moment, who is in that fourth position. Remember that these guys have already pitted. The guys up front, Vanquish and Wishbone, has not pitted just yet. So they're still going up. Of course, they're on the medium tyre, so they're on the alternative strategy. As they're coming down the back straight now, the Wellington straight. There's wow, it's getting very close, Kyle. He was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry about that. My mic's not working.
Oh no, that's all right. No problem. I was just like, oh my gosh. So sorry if I broke your TV headphone, TV speakers. But as we're coming down to Cops, Cops now. See, taking a very wide line going in there. As yeah, Carton was all over the back going into Slim. The last lap, I was hoping and praying there wasn't going to be an aeroplane crash going through these corners, because that would have been quite a scary thing to see. As now these guys, as Rocketoni's got a 3-second penalty, as to be honest, the penalties have been quite good in this race so far. A lot of them have started to pop up, but overall the penalties have been pretty good. We're on board now with the side view of a Carton. We're just looking, look how close, you can see the rear diffuser there of Slim in the Ferrari. As what they're doing for the ERS and stuff like that now, where Carton has put the ERS up to high, as Samster is now starting to, well, I would say he's stretching his legs, but he's really not. These guys are just not pulling away from each other, are they? Lovely shot on the sideboard, side pod now with Carton, and Rocketoni's out. Rocketoni is out. Where's he gone? I think I can't see him. He's it's the pit entry. It's around the pit entrance, unfortunately. But I'm trying to look to see where is he on the outside? Is he gone off? It's Stowe. Oh, wow. Well, that's unfortunate.
We tied it in pit lane.
Yeah, that's a shame if he has, though, because he was on course for some points. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I think that points are points really at the end of the day, because those points could come back and really help you in the championship. Fighting for the top championship, or fighting for or just fighting for the mid-pack. Points and points. We're on board now with Slim. Slim is going on the inside whilst Carton is going on the outside, going into Costo. And look how close they are. Going right up the rear wing of Slim on the inside. Oh, remember Maldonado completely messed that up when he tried to overtake. No, was it Maldonado? It was Gutierrez, I think, and Maldonado. But yeah, they didn't do so well there. But Carton and Slim done a much better job. Look at that line of stern now going into turn one. Turn one is not an overtaking position usually. Look at that. Beautiful. They're just sweeping along. And he's going for it. And Slim rocks up. But Carton, brilliant driving it. That's incredible braking distance there. I thought he was going into the side. Amazing stuff. Slim is having a great defensive battle here. Sorry we missed that, but Wishbone is in the pits and he's put on the soft tyre. But we're staying on board now with Carton. Slim doing a very good job parking right in the middle of the road. As look at it, that's great defending. Now he's going to go on the outside. Is he going to do the switchback? He has done, but Slim's got a good run out there. And well, look at a bit of contact there, wasn't there? And yeah, Carton. Oh my gosh. Oh, and yeah, that was very close there. I think that's the first time they've made contact. So these guys have been driving superbly well so far. And as you can see, Carton now dropping off the back. You see, that's the dirty air effect. That is. So you can't follow a car very well through these through the sweeping left-right sections. As you see, Samster and Vanquish is in the pits for the Force India. Of course, he'll be going on the soft tyre now to the end of the race. So he's got 9 laps to go on those tyres. As I thought he was getting held there, but he wasn't. It was just my screen catching up. Vanquish is coming out of the pits now. Remember, this is a very long pit lane, but has he done enough to keep out in front of these guys? It's going to be touch and go. As Vanquish now comes out in the pit lane, you can see he's coming over the hill now. There he is. Look, and Samster takes the lead. Samster is taking the lead. And Vanquish is now the second, but he has the fresher tyres. Slim has dropped down to third, and Carton is fourth. What a great battle for the lead. But a four-way battle, and Slim getting very Larry on the power after turn 3. Down the back straight again. So Vanquish has got DRS, but he needs to get those tyres up to temperature, and then he can attack. And he should have a better pace than Samster, in theory anyway, but of course this race is not done and dusted yet. He's still on lap 17 out of 26. So we've still got 9 laps to go. Am I going to be able to cope? I'm not sure. So we're now coming through to Cop's Corner now. You can see Carton's not close this time, but look at that, how much time he's gaining on Slim. Yeah, it's Slim just cannot fire at the tyres, or is he just does he just generally struggle? Because I think I made the point earlier, Carl, when your mic went quiet. That some guys do struggle on the harder tyre compared to the softer tyre. Because we were talking about it in qualifying, weren't we?
Yeah, it definitely seems to be struggling. The rear's trying to go on him through the magazine records and obviously the fast sections as well, so I don't think them tyres are working very well for him.
No, his rear end is really very nervous, isn't it, in the top end speed of the track. As Carton, we're on board with Carton now, and these guys getting great coverage today. Unfortunately, the rest of the men at the moment, but they are spread out. We're going to stay with this battle understandably because this is the battle for the lead, and these guys are performing brilliantly today. It's just showing how good these guys are. So it's just amazing. And only one major bit of contact, and even then, even then they didn't crash or do anything. It was amazing, wasn't it? I thought they were going to go right off into Narnia. As now Vanquish is now 5 tenths behind Samster. So he's just buying his time, I think, Vanquish is, but he cannot buy this time too much because Slim is only 3 tenths behind him and will have DRS as well. But Slim, as we've said in the comments, Slim does struggle around this part of the track here. So yeah. So unusually for Silverstone, we've got beautiful weather. Now Vanquish is looking very racy here. He's got the slipstream. Samster goes to the inside. Vanquish is going to the outside. He's on the outside. He's through already. You can see those are the fresh tyres. The Vanquish has gone very wide, but he should be all right. But Samster is going to have a look. This will be very brave. He goes on the outside, and I think Vanquish has got the move done and dusted now. So good driving there from both guys, and Vanquish takes the lead at the British Grand Prix. So lap 19 out of 26. So we, if if Samster can keep in DRS, he might be able to get a chance. But remember, the Vanquish, because he's on the quicker tyre, will just have better traction. As yeah. Wow, what a race! What a race! There's been a great battle for the lead. All four of these drivers have been great today to watch. Very good entertainment. As Samster having just to remind Vanquish he's there. I don't think it was as Vanquish has gone a bit wide, but in that corner you can have a couple of lines really. You can go wide and have a better drive, or you can take it tight. As I think Vanquish is more just taking it tight, but yeah, Samster is still keeping Vanquish honest at the moment, going for cops there. Lovely camera shot there. As you see, look at these guys, they've been together all through the race today, haven't they? Tremendous stuff.
It's been a first where there's more than 2 people battling for the lead, so that's not too bad. But I think Vanquish is just keeps pulling away now on the soft, so I think it's going to be a Vanquish win.
Yeah, to be honest though, he's done really well on this strategy, hasn't he, Vanquish has. So he's just kept it calm, and then he's kind of taken his moment when he needs to. So well done for Vanquish. Good move into. Oh, I thought Carl was going into the back of a Slim there. they keep deceiving me. They do. I just don't realise how good they are on the brakes. Vanquish has a 129.1 there, just to underline that he's taking the lead. Carton is again very close, but in turn 1, it's not really a good overtaking place, as now the Constantino coming into this sector. We've got a lapped car in front. The Red Bull, I think it's the debutant of TM, who's in 10th position mode, and he's 20 seconds back from Kogat. But I think he just made a stop. So yeah, Kogat's in 9th position, as as I thought that. Oh, and again, very very close then between Carton and Slim. Wow. Are these guys going to stay in the same positions coming the end of the race? I've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that's TM getting on the way. Beautifully done from TM. Of course, remember when you get lapped, you do lose quite a lot of time. It's quite difficult to take, but very good. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and unfortunately TM has retired from this session. I'm not sure if he crashed or just pulled off. Samster is now getting very defensive. But Slim goes down the inside and is taking 2nd position now. So Samster down to 3rd. Got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2 and 3. Just having a look to see where that is, and it's disappeared now. Sorry, I couldn't see anyone who was having any difficulties. Now Carton's all over the back of Samster. So wow. As Carl said, Vanquish is now just vanishing into the distance. He's 1.1 seconds in front and out of DRS range from Slim, who is 2nd. As teammate Samster is 3rd. These 4 have been battling all through the race, swapping, and the 2 cars have been swapping around like constantly. As Samster is, I think they're just having fun out there, and to be honest, it's been fun to watch. Prince Price got a 3-second penalty as Samster now going up the inside of Slim. As Samster, and Carton's going through as well. Carton's taking this moment. Oh, bit of contact. Carton gets out of it. Great bit of reaction there from Carton. And Slim's back in there and getting a bit twitchy. He's now coming through into cops. As he's using his ERS. Well, he's put the ERS up to high. As I'm surprised of how much they keep of ERS, because usually I'll drain one well before this point. Now Slim and Carton, I thought they were dropping back from Samster, but it was just the Constantino effect. Now they're coming back down the back straight once again. I think Samster will not have DRS anymore. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. And talking of gaining, we've now got Wishbone is now taking on Coandy going into Stowe. Coandy takes a more of a tighter line, pulls Coandy on the 9-lap medium tyres compared to Wishbone. Wishbone, who's on 5-lap soft tyres. So Wishbone likes to get the car into another 3-second penalty there. As Wishbone likes to get this move done and dusted quite quickly. As TM has left the session, so he will score points on his debut. So well done to TM. Good performance from him. Unfortunately, we haven't seen much of him because the action's been all up the front in this race. Of course, this is round 10 of the IRC Elite League. And I'm glad you're joining us on this Wednesday afternoon on our tower. This is much better than football in my opinion. So you won't get action like this anywhere else. And now Wishbone is now coming up, going up the inside. Cole Andy's great on the brakes. Very good on the brakes. Incredible stuff now going into left field now. He's going to go on the outside. That would be incredible. He's still there. He's still there. He's on the gravel. He's on the gravel. But yeah, he's lost a bit of momentum now. So now we're going into Cops then. With the old turn 1 back in the day when they used to start from this position. They did have a couple of accidents going into turn 1 there. I think Trillium Coulthard had tangled there 1 year. And now coming into the Manx and Beckett section. We're still keeping an eye on the on the battle between Samster, Slim and Slim. Sorry, look at this, and we've gone back to the battle for a second between Slim and Samster. Samster is going up the inside, going into the final couple of corners. That's a lockup from Slim. But look at this, look at the respect between these guys. It's incredible how they arrow into each other. It's brilliant racing. Absolutely brilliant. Now coming down into turn 1. But look at that. Samster has got... Well, that's going to be a brave move going into turn 1. As he has done it as well. Wow. And look at that. He's just pushing him. Alongside Samster is now... Oh, Carton going in there as well. Carton's going very wide. Oh my gosh. Wow. These guys have been amazing. As the battle for 5th position is still rages on. But we're going to stay with this battle again. We're on lap 23 out of 26. So we haven't got long left to decide this battle. Wow. Amazing Samster. You can see Samster's just got so much straight lines, but Slim goes back on the inside. No, as Samster is with Slim. Samster's back up the second now. Slim is down to third, but he's trying to hang on in there. And wow, there's incredible stuff from the two Ferraris, and of course Carton there in that 4th position, and again he's right up there. I don't know who's gonna finish where, to be honest. It's been amazing, absolutely amazing stuff. The battle between these guys. Wow, Carton loses a bit of momentum now. So now Slim has got the IRC. He's got straight. He's got the toe. He comes down the back straight. He is up into second now. What's Samson going to do? He's going to try the cut back there. Oh, I thought he's gone into the back of him now. And I've got yellow flag in sector 3 and.
It was Carton and nearly went into the wall. Yeah,
Carton's just dropped off the back unfortunately, but so he's dropped back a bit. He's 2 seconds back as the two Ferraris are again fighting I tell you what, these guys need to have a talk with have a talk with the Ferrari hierarchy, and this is how to really sort your teammates out. Have an old school battle, like full out battle on the track to see who is the better man. Incredible stuff. Vanquish is now 5 seconds up the road. Carton unfortunately made a mistake and was 2.6 seconds back. Wishbone is now in front of Cole Andy and is up into 5th position now. The battle for 2nd position rages on. Carton, is he going to get back into this? Well, he's got 3 laps to go. He's generally been there or thereabouts, and he's cutting the gap down. He's already back down to 2 tenths between the two Ferraris. Do you reckon that Carton's got too much drag on his car to get by, or is it just the Ferraris have just been quicker and better in the positions where Carton needs to be quicker?
I think it's just Carton's not been close enough when he needed to, and he's not been able to pull it off. No, not bad about that. I think it was just a bit of driver error as well. As it's just he's not positioned the car, or he's not just had the pace where he needs to have the pace to get ready for the overtake.
Yeah, definitely, because he's been there or thereabouts, so hasn't he? But I'm just surprised of usually you see in on these on-one leagues that when you overtake them you can pull away, but Slim is now actually starting to pull away. He's out of DRS zone now. Samster is. So as Cole Andy is back by Wishbone now. So Wishbone has dropped down. Is his tires had enough, or did Wishbone make a mistake? As again we're on board now with the rear end of Wishbone. We're actually on his suspension, and he is. You can see he's slowing a bit there, coming down the back straight. The battle between 2nd, 3rd and 4th is kind of starting to spread out a bit. Carton is starting to catch on Samster again. It's 1.8 seconds the gap is. Whoa, and the Ferraris, they just can't keep away from each other. Samster is now back up into 3rd position. Was there a mistake from Slim because they were a second apart? It must have been.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it, but I class that as an illegal overtake. He was off the track.
He was
got
off.
a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, it's just Kogut getting out of the way.
And now once again, the both Ferraris, you see in the background a flash of orange and flash of grey between the silver arrows and the McLaren, and Slim is back through, and Samster is struggling at the moment on his tyres. I'm not sure if his tyres and Slim really locking up. He's locking up quite a lot on those medium tyres. Those tyres are going to be like 50 pence pieces by the end of this race. Now coming into the final lap, now Vanquish has started his final lap 7 seconds ago. What about the two Ferraris then? Who is going to get second? Who's going to get third? Is Carton going to be able to sneak on the podium? He's fourth at the moment. Can Cole Andy defend from Wishbone? So we've got a lot of questions that need to be answered on this next, on the next like 2 minutes. You see the fuel lights flashing on Samster. Of course, these guys are running probably like I think Vanquish might be in the fuel saving mode now, but remember these guys are proper running to the edge of their limits on fuel. Carton's got another 3-second penalty. I'm not sure how many penalties he's got now, Carton, but that might cost him. He's got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's one of the lap cars getting out of the way. I think it's Kogut in the Toro Rosso. Of course, his teammate Carton's just lapped him. Well, do I dare leave this battle? We want to see Vanquish cross the line, but every time I leave this battle, they seem to swap. As Vanquish now coming down the back straight, a brilliant drive from Vanquish. They started on the medium tyre, went onto the soft, and overtook the lead on this corner here. Of course, he went a bit wide, and Samson tried to have a go back at them, but yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing race. Brilliant race from the top 4 guys, and now Vanquish comes across the line and he wins the British Grand Prix in fine style. Second position is Slim. Slim comes across the line, but Samster gets second because of the penalty, so Samster finishes second, Slim third, Carton in 4th position. What a race. Cole Andy will get 5th. Yeah, he does get. Cole Andy gets 4th. So Carton gets 4th because Carton's penalty, so that's a shame for Carton. Down to 5th, Wishbone in 6th position. We're watching Maznat now, who's done 24 laps on those hard tyres. So this is the one time we're going to see these blue March hard tyres in this championship. And Maznat goes 7th, and we've Kogut has already finished 9th in his debut, so 2 points for Kogut. And we're just watching Crazy Power now. Beautiful helicam shot of the Maggots and Beckett section. There's so Crazy Power coming down now. Unfortunately, he was involved in the first corner incident, which kind of shaped his race. Unfortunately, bit of a strain. That was a bit of a heavy old collision in turn 1. So, but anyway, he comes now through the final couple of corners. A shame for Crazy Power because he looked on the pace in qualifying, and now he comes through the final corner, and Crazy Power comes 8th on the in the race. Whoa! How do we sum that up, Kyle? Incredible race.
Brilliant race. Good to see the Ferraris battling.
Yeah, no, I think it is. Oh yeah, that's what we were saying in commentary. An absolutely amazing race. Of course, Slim is joining us in the comms box, and we're going to talk to all the drivers in a minute. But before we do, we're going to just confirm the results of the British Grand Prix. What a race! As Vanquish, our race winner, has joined as well. So absolutely amazing race. I'm struggling to put it into words, to be honest. And yeah. Anyway, let's just go through the results, and then we'll talk to our winning drivers. Then Vanquish, amazing strategy to got himself the win. Samster finished second in the end. Slim was third. Andy got up to 4th. Carton 5th because of unfortunately of the penalties. We got Wishbone in 6th position. Maznat 7th. Crazy Power 8th. Unfortunately, was involved in the first corner incident. Kogut 9th, and TM in 10th position, but unfortunately retired. Rocketoni also out, Lucas out, and Hizzerap also out as well. So thank you for joining us, and now we're going to talk to the drivers. Guys, well done, what a race. Oh, you definitely gave me a workout tonight. So
thanks.
Yeah, it was a good race, man. I was struggling for setup.
Oh, so you were struggling there, because we said in quality. Well,
yeah,
me and Carl
I
was
didn't
saying
do any practice. I mean, I did some practice, but I couldn't find any setup that works for me. gliding
Oh.
everywhere and yeah, not finding the car to stabilize.
Because we thought in a
And,
qualifying that you were like sandbagging and just like trying to get your groove on, and so you was actually
No.
generally struggling, were you?
No, I was actually struggling, yeah. And on the end, yeah, I could go for an hot lap there, but I messed up, even on a shitty setup. Yeah, and the race I changed the ring a little bit. Got a tip from Sam. Thanks, Sam. And yeah.
Why'd you do it?
I just tried that one and hope for the best.
Imagine actually accidentally choosing your strategy and go and win the race. Wants liberty.
I was gonna say,
He didn't want to start mediums.
No.
yeah, because you're the only one that did start on mediums apart from Wishbone. So and then towards the end of the race, that kind of helped you out in the end to get past Samster, I believe, into Stowe, I think it was. Great move there. So, but you didn't want to start on a medium then.
No, that was definitely not my plan though.
It's good when a
I
plan
was
fits together.
really trying to put up a lap in, but I invalidated every time, and I thought like, oh fuck.
I think for
I'm
a
out
driver
of
like you
time.
though, because you can get into because obviously Q2 decides what tyres you're on because it's full quality. If you just get into Q2 on mediums and then go on softs and get like a really high position, that puts you quite in a good spot. That's why it's
Yeah.
quite good.
I mean, in the beginning I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna lose so much time to the soft furnace, but I actually maintained the pace on the same level.
Yeah, the softwares are fighting amongst
I
themselves.
overfueled the car, so I was pretty heavy. So I was really amazed that I still kept up.
Oh, so it sounded like a bad day, which has turned into a really good day then. Oh.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, a little bit of both, but I mean, a good day in the end. That's what counts.
A very good day in the end. It looked controlled from up here in the comms box, didn't it, Kyle? I was like yeah, I was getting very excited, but we were saying that you were probably so calm in the car, whilst we was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, yeah, I tried my best and got me this result.
That was the best. That was the most fun race I've had. That was just
Yeah, that was brilliant.
literally every lap. I had two major mistakes as well. One at the end, and then I lost like 2 seconds. But I gained it back, and then I messed up again. I was trying to get a switch back on you, Sam. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I had to win the penalties anyways. Again.
Yeah,
It's a fun race.
It was great to watch. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see many other people in the race. It was just you four. It was it was amazing to watch.
So we've never been that close in a race before, all of us together. So if we could have more of that, please, Dad.
I think that if you do the highlight package for the end of the year, I think that this this race might be featuring quite heavily on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting very close to each other.
It's just
Yeah,
Norwich
me and
just
Flint
loses
hit about
so
5 times.
clean. Like, I mean, I had a couple knocks because we're all in the party as well. I had a couple incidents where we go, oh, I got hit, I got punted, but that's just most of that was down to desync because I only had
Yeah.
contact once, which was I don't know if you caught in the stream. Slim was on the inside of me going into turn 2, and his front nose hit like the back of my wheel, and I could have been like gone and spun. It was very close.
I think
it
that
was
was
really good.
I think there was a lot of desync because going into turn 9. It looked like that you was going to punch each other off into the wall, but I think come to look at it, it was actually probably desync because I was like, oh my gosh, how are they still going straight?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to turn 1?
With the big accident, we seen it in the
Yeah.
background, but we kind of missed it really because we was kind of focused on the front runners, but it was crazy power and won the Renaults as well, wasn't it, Kyle?
Yeah, he was
it
right next to me.
It looked like Crazy Power made a break for turn 1, and then the Renault went straight into the back of him. So, and then Andy and Lucas at turn 2.
Okay.
Such a shame that was because yeah, I was looking forward to it because there was quite yeah, it was quite spaced out up and down the field, but I'm glad you guys were having fun. It was amazing to watch. But yeah, it's a shame we lost 2 or 3 guys at the beginning of the race. So, yeah, because Crazy Power looked pretty good around this track. He looked quite comfortable.
Can't believe I got 5th.
Oh, you got caught up in the crash there.
This is first corner though. It's horrible.
Some people break, some don't.
Especially if you start midfield, you've kind of got to be ready for anything.
Your reflex has got to be on point.
Just got to cut the whole corner, go on the gravel.
It's so good at the front though, being able to have, like, you've got faith in the other drivers. Like, I don't have to do anything differently because I know that they'll act accordingly as well. They won't just like send a stupid move or whatever.
Yeah,
they have some faith in me.
You can prepare of it, yeah. Every time Carlton got close to me at the back, it was through Stowe, so he just came out of Stowe like an inch from me and then just lost the car.
Yo, that was so. I thought I was going into the wall. I don't know how I ended up 2 seconds. I was like, and then then it put me into my other profile. So it put me on profile. So I was on AI for like 10 seconds, and I couldn't get out of it. And then I couldn't speak in the party chat. I was literally like, God's sake. So I gained it back in the last lap. Due to a battling. That was fun. There's not one lap there where I was bored. Normally I'm bored now.
We could talk about this race for an hour, easy.
Yeah.
That was good.
I know, it was literally 26 laps of pure fight and pure adrenaline rush from all you guys. Amazing stuff. Anyway, that's it from us tonight, but hopefully you'll join us in a week's time for the classic Hockenheim circuit, and we're on round 11 of the IRC Elite Championship. Join us then. Cheerio.